Hello everyone, I'm Forrest McCreelove, and this is Speedplay Horselords number 4. The Abbasids are deposed, the Caliphate is destroyed, we dominate the Middle East, and with just a few scraps left that we're quickly taking over, we are in an amazing position. We are fighting the Immortals, oddly enough, although they are a Zoroastrian holy order. They are still landed peoples, and they need to be destroyed and turned into pasture land. We're also just cleaning up in the west. At this point, we could potentially move into India. However, India is rather highly developed, and while that would give us a lot of money from pillaging, we do gain strength primarily through the amount of pasture land we control. So the Middle East is pretty much prime real estate to turn into pasture land, as well as the fact that we have a lot of cleaning up to do in the Middle East. All of these landed vassals still exist and need to be destroyed. All of these random states just roving about should really be cleaned up. And that's really the intent at this point, is to just continue cleaning up. Unfortunately, our Kagan dies. Long live the new Kagan. We aren't married or anything like that, so we go ahead and just take all of the best marriageable women from the old court, bring them on into the new. We're Zoroastrians, so don't worry, it's all cool. Besides the ones that we are able to pick up, we also look for a few geniuses and just see what we're able to get. We are allowed to take concubines, which is fantastic. I probably mispronounced that, concubines. Unfortunately, a lot of our landed vassals, who I just moments ago talked about destroying, took this opportunity of weakness to declare independence, or at least a revolt for that. We do manage to win a significant battle. Unfortunately, they're so spread out, and we're so bad at sieging that it's going to be a protracted war. We do also have armies in foreign territories that we need to pull over from those foreign areas to bring in. It's not as though the revolt is very threatening and we are just winning every engagement. The issue is that it'll just take a long time for us to siege them out and bring them to their knees. We're very lucky, however, that none of our nomadic vassals joined in, and the war is pretty quickly won. We go ahead and start deposing all of the landed vassals who did revolt, in order that we may quickly just begin pillaging all of their former territories. We are doing rather well on that front. It is bringing up a lot of rebellions. The important thing is that we keep our nomadic clans loyal, and we are winning all of the wars. We do finally defeat Dwyn, taking their annoying exclave from our lands, which is great news. We also will probably end up moving into India, as in order to become the Sassanate, essentially the savior of the world to Zoroastrians, we need one province out of India. So with that in mind, besides just overrunning all of our revolting peoples and giving our lands out to clans in order to hopefully keep them placated, we will end up moving into India, at least for one province. Now, we do have to give more lands to clans just to keep them loyal. If we do not give enough land away, we'll face massive minor clan rising revolts, which I really do not want to deal with. We do go ahead and declare that war. Once we become the Shoshone, we will get a bonus to relations with all of our Zoroastrian vassals, of which essentially everybody is, except for our landed vassals who don't matter. Unfortunately, we're not quick enough, we did not placate the clans enough, and there is a major rebellion in the north. This is probably going to be a significant problem. We raise as many mercenaries as possible and just shove the mercenaries at them immediately. We meet in a massive engagement, which just does not go well for us whatsoever. We raise even further mercenaries. Luckily, our capital is right on the border of the revolt, which means that we get to fight close to home. It's no commute at all. Fantastic news for us, in a way. We do manage to win a few battles and just begin roving up towards the enemy campsites to hopefully just overrun them and bring the rebellion to a swift close. It's kind of ironic that earlier on I mentioned how annoying it was to fight nomads and how much easier it was to fight feudal peoples, when that feudal rebellion was just a terrible quagmire and disaster for several years. This nomadic revolt, however, we managed to win fairly quickly. With that done, we go ahead and absorb the revolting clan and begin feeding all of their former territories to the clans around them, just in a way to ensure the loyalties of the remaining clans And since we just absorbed the other clan, they will never be a threat to us ever again. We also hold on to one territory that has a temple in it, so we can pillage that temple back down into a more holy pasture land and continue our war off against the Indians for that one last province we need. Now we do go ahead and quickly receive that province, and now we are finally able to become the Shashanate. That gives us a massive bonus, and unfortunately that massive bonus was not enough. We are immediately assassinated. So that's also a bummer. We will not be able to get the opinion bonus for Shoshonate. We'll now just get the descendant of that, which is a lesser bonus, not quite as great. Are the Kagan still alive but terribly wounded, and all I have to do is click that to kill him off, which I just do. And unfortunately, our heir, being underage, loses control of the Kaganite. When we come back, we'll see if our new child Kagan will be able to retake the Kaganite